Morning everybody, 6 o'clock, we're on the trail. So we just checked out a riverbed motel in Ngaruawahia and it was good. It was a clean, tidy little motel, just did the job. So I'm just wandering along with Colin at the moment, and you're probably wondering, well, why are we heading off at 6? We've only got to get to Hamilton. It's mainly so we can get into town early. We've both got to get new shoes and start on that resupply. And the biggest concern at the moment, as I mentioned yesterday, is Friday's weather. And when I looked yesterday, I just had a weather app on my phone and that told me 20 to 40 mil of rain on Friday. I actually fired up the Garmin and got a river report, and that only told me 7 mil. So I thought, oh good, I'll hit Pirongia if it's only 7 mil, I'm not worried. But I redid the weather on the Garmin this morning and now it's saying 100% chance of 21 mil. So Colin and I both said the same thing. We don't want to be going up or down Pirongia with that amount of rain. So we may end up, we'll just see how it goes, but we'll probably end up spending the whole rest day in Hamilton now. We don't want to play silly games with Mount Pirongia. It's just not worth it. But anyway, I think we're going to have pretty cruisy walk into Hamilton. Nice concrete footpath all the way. I'll show you what it's like as I do it. See ya. Hasn't been too bad. The walkway from Ngaruawahia down to Hamilton, concrete footpath most of the way. Only thing is there's absolutely no bathrooms the whole way down. Colin's just trying to find somewhere because he's desperate. But yeah, be careful. Make sure you have a bathroom stop before you leave. I don't know if you pick it up on the camera here, but the difference in the water quality just from Ngaruawahia up here to Hamilton, this is so clear and clean looking. Whereas everything downstream of here, it's just been a disgusting looking unhealthy brown, but this is actually lovely. Starting to get into the heart of Hamilton now, a bit more built up, but that's what we need for the resupply. So that's pretty much what the walkway's like. Pretty easy, as I say, just no bathrooms. See ya. So here's the first major bridge over the river in the heart of Hamilton. I did show some houses back there and said we'd get into Hamilton, but no, we've been down on the riverside walkway since then, so still a nice wander in. Hello everybody. Well, yesterday's video was pretty short and there was a few developments, some positive, some not so positive, but basically I got into Hamilton and I'd rung ahead because obviously one of the most important things on a through hike is your footwear. And I said to the guys, I might need to go up a size. I just want to try them on, see how big I really need to go. I don't want to be tripping over my feet. He said, mate, we've got heaps of those shoes you're wearing. They're in stock. Go to this shop in Hamilton, no issues. And I wandered in and they had no shoes. So that was pretty disappointing. And I really had hoped that I could just grab them that day, resupply this morning, and I'd be off again already today. Wasn't to be. The shoes are somewhere between the supplier and the shop now on the courier. So should be coming in late today. But the other issue I did mention as well is some of the weather. We've got really bad weather forecast on Friday with, almost somewhere around 1.5, maybe 2 inches of rain. And you don't really want to be climbing up Mount Pirongia in that sort of weather. You definitely don't want to be coming down because it'll be really slippery. So that's held us up a fair bit as well. Because I had the issues with the ordering of the footwear, I didn't really want to book myself in or book any accommodation. So when I had confirmation today that it was actually arriving, I went to book in. Now the hut at the top of Mount Pirongia is fully booked out on Saturday, the day after the bad weather event. So that hut sleeps 20 people and also has 7 campsites. So there's obviously a big bottleneck of hikers all waiting for that bad weather to pass and wanting to get through. I guess that's the little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. I don't really want to be part of a group of 27 people. When I come here and I like meeting people and that, but I don't really want to be in a group that big either. On the Sunday, when I got in the next day, there was only one other person in the hut, so nice and quiet. So a few people have messaged me. I'm just checking in with some of the other people. Colin, the policeman that I walked with the last couple of days, trying to get in touch with Super Kiwi, see what her movements were. She intended to spend a few days here anyway. And Christine, who was the one that convinced me to try and sing at 25%, she just messaged me. And another guy, Lance, that actually went to the same school as me when I lived in New Zealand. So maybe those guys are part of that group of 27, I'll find out. But either way, there might be a day or two now where there's a bit of a break in the videos, simply because it's not what I wanted, but a combination of bad weather and also being let down by the shoe supplier, saying they'd have plenty in this particular store and there being none, has sort of forced me in a position where I've got to have a couple of days off. And in a funny way, it's probably a good thing. My last break was in Kerikeri anyway. Instead of having a full day off, I'm really going to have 2 full days off, and then I'll just get straight back into it. So anyway, it is what it is. I'll recover, and I look forward to seeing you Friday. That's the wet day, but I'm only going along the flat into a town called Ngaruawahia. So, and I've actually got an inside room that night, so I don't have to put up my tent in the rain. So we'll check in then, and I'll let you know how I'm going. See ya. Bye. Morning everybody. Well, I picked up my new shoes last night. Obviously persevered and waited for the non-waterproof version. As I've said before, waterproof's just no good on a long distance through hike, because as soon as water goes over the top and gets in the shoe, it can take 2 or 3 days to dry out, and that can lead to blistering and stuff like that. So I'll flick the camera around and I'll just show you the difference. Obviously my original pair of shoes, I did about 250k in them in training, and then we've just gone over the 750 kilometre mark as well, so they got over 1,000 k's on them, but I was pretty happy with them the way they held up. So I'll spin the camera around and show you what they both look like. So just to refresh, I went with the Topo Athletic Trail Ventures. I needed the full boot just because I've got a pretty dodgy ankle. But if we just look on the soles underneath here, these are the old ones, and you can see how worn out it's getting through here. And also, I normally have anti-pronating shoes. You can see that edge there is worn right through the black sole and gone down to the foam underneath. In comparison over here, you've still got a solid sole down here, and you can just see the amount of tread down the bottom on this new pair. So certainly starting to lose a lot of the grip in that with this pair. The only hole I've got one hole just on this shoe here, and that was me when I was climbing over one of the fences. I think I just nicked it on a little bit of barbed wire, but other than that, these shoes have been absolutely hammered as they always are on a through hike. They've held up really well. So gonna bin these ones now. Almost a little bit sad, a little bit sentimental, and get going in these new ones.